Hi guys, and welcome back to the first supply drop for 2018, and that would make it January 2018. So I'm really excited about getting into this box. There's not a huge amount of stuff in there, but there's some really good stuff, and I've been looking forward to it turning up. So with no further ado, we'll start the unpacking. And as you can see, some revolutionary changes to the way I film these segments. Huge production meeting, and hopefully a better view of what comes out of the box. So here we have Tamiya's US medium tank, the M26 Pershing, the T26E3 1/35th scale, and this has come to being because this is the tank of choice for the Haladonian Armoured Corps, which I'm building up in 1/72nd scale, and I might give you a sneak peek at the end of this of the prototype tank I've done in 1/72nd scale. But it's already given me ideas for some dioramas, so completely fictional, but just really like the look and shape and feel of this tank, and I'm really looking forward to a little bit later in the year. It won't be something I do straight away. I want to get everything right in 1/72nd scale, and that will form the backstory for any of the dios that I do in 1/35th. So looking forward to that. So Tamiya kit, what year is it? 2002, and it is kit number 35254-4000. We'll have a look at this a little bit later on after we get everything else out of the box. From ET Models, we have the M26 Pershing. I'll actually be able to say this right by the end of this. Aftermarket stuff for the Pershing medium tank, E35-023. And this is much better than I imagined it was going to be when I ordered it online, because it didn't have really a good photograph, so I thought it was just one fret. But it's actually full of stuff, so we'll have a good look at that again a little bit further on. And now we have the M26 Pershing, or the M46 pattern, TSO E1 type tracks, and these are the metal tracks, and it's ATL-145, and this is a nice heavy weighted box, so I'm really looking forward to opening this. We won't look at the two tanks today, but we will open up all the aftermarket stuff for the Pershing, because I'm really keen to see what it looks like. And from Royal Models, we've got the M26 Pershing Crew, World War II, number 339, and that's a resin kit in 1/35th scale. And by the looks of it, 4 figures in there, although a really small box for 4 figures. I'm going to guess that most of them don't have legs. Well, one of them has to, because we can see them. So again, we'll have a look at that in a moment. And the last item related to the Pershing is a metal barrel, the 90mm L73 M3 gun, and that is, well, it's actually irrelevant me telling you what the serial number is, because I have no idea who the manufacturer is. I'll look that up and whack a bit of text across the screen. So it's kit number 35B119. It looks fantastic. I've never looked at a metal barrel this closely before. No instructions by the look of it, but I'm sure we'll figure it out with a look at a few reference pictures. Yeah, we'll take some close-ups of this too. Lucky last is the German 88mm gun flak 3637, pretty much commonly known as the 88. And this kit is a special kit for me. This is the first kit I ever bought with my own money. So I think it was about 13 and saved up for it. And I can't remember. I know where I bought it from. It was a news agency, and they had lots of, back in the days when there were news agencies, and we don't have them too much in Australia anymore. And they always seem to have a model kit section down the back of the shop, and they were always dark and dingy, and it was a bit of fun going down there and poking around. And I think this might have cost me, got a feeling, and this is this is a 44-year-old memory, but I've got a feeling it was about $8 or $9. I know I'm pretty sure I saved up for a month or two, so really looking forward to building this. This will actually be a complementary diorama to the Castle Itter diorama, because the 88 was the main weapon that was used by the Germans against the combined forces that were defending Castle Itter. So I want to build this up, and it will sit alongside the Itter diorama. So really looking forward to that. Tamiya kit, of course, 1/35th scale. This says 1972, which sort of makes sense to me, because I'm pretty sure I bought it around about 1974 or 5, maybe 1975. So I butchered it. It was all glue, and I'll talk about that in more detail when we get into the actual build. That'll be later on in the year as well. But I think I've still got some figures. I will go hunting for them to see if I can find any of the original figures. They'd all be due for retirement now. It is kit number 35017 with a strange 2800 on the end. No idea what that is. Maybe that's the motorcycle and the dude with it. Alright, let's go back to the top of the bench and change camera angles and have a closer look at some of this stuff. So we'll just have a look at the box art for a second, and for me there's something iconic about the 88 box art. I don't know why, maybe it's because it was one of the earliest kits that I ever did. It's always stuck in my mind, but I think it looks really good. And so I just wanted to make perhaps a philosophical observation about, like many of us, we've come back to the hobby after several years away, and I've found that over the last couple of years I've had an up and down sort of experience with the Mojo. Some kits I'm into, just have a ball putting them together, and it's all good fun. Others start to become pieces of work, and I really drag the chain, and you've probably seen that from the huge gaps between when I get things done and posted. And I think it's because, for me, the link back to my childhood and building kits of significance. So the very first kit that I ever got in 1/35th scale, which was the Jag Panther, which was a build last year. The first kit that I ever got, Mum bought it for me in the iconic Hearns Hobbies store in the city down at Flinders Street Station. And as a young boy walking down those stairs into like what was almost an Aladdin's cave of model kits everywhere, it's an indelible memory that stuck with me, and that just flew together, that whole diorama. And other ones that perhaps haven't had the same emotional connection of, I've enjoyed doing them, but they've been pieces of work. So I guess what I'm saying is I'm really looking forward to building this 88 because, again, it evokes a whole series of memories for me of the day we bought it. I can remember the day we bought it, where we bought it from, that we went back to my grandparents' house and I actually started building it on their kitchen table straight away because I couldn't wait. So I just think it's worth mentioning, or you might just skip past this piece because you think I've gone mad, and you're probably right. Anyway, I'll shut up now and we'll just have a look at some close-up pictures of all the rest of the loot, and I'll just come back towards the end and explain a couple of the things with the Aslav and the Haladonian armor, and that'll be it. Cheers, guys. So here's the current state of play with the A-Slab, and I've got the camo painting on and starting to do the detail painting now in preparation for weathering. And for this one, I'll actually fix it to the dio base to finish the weathering off, so I know it's in position, because I have to build up some of the ground cover underneath the wheels, because don't ask me what I did, but you'll see as it spins around to show the right side that the second wheel from the end is up, and I've got no idea what I did, and I can't see what I did wrong, but anyway. So I'll just build up a bit of dirt under that to make it look like it's supposed to be like that, as we all do. And then I'll weather it in situ while it's sitting on the dio base. So all that sort of blends in nicely. And then from there it's just a matter of finishing the figures, which will be the video that comes after the painting reveal for this. So a little bit more to do. And here I've started work on the Haladonian armour. So this is the first tank, and I really did this as a bit of an experiment, and I was pretty happy with how it came out. So you might see a few things that look a little bit different, and a couple of things on there that might be completely inexplicable, which is fine, and I'm not going to explain them now. But it was just to give me a sense of the colour scheme more than anything, and also a little bit of practicing with some homemade decals. So I am not particularly thrilled with the decals, but that's more the colours than anything else. The film itself is quite thin and worked really, really well, so I'm happy with that, but I really got the colours wrong. That blue is really, really wrong. But that's okay. It's just back to the drawing board and getting the right colours. I used a transparent decal film the first time around, but the decals didn't show up very well at all on this paint scheme. Probably because of the size as well. So that's what made me go for a white decal paper background with a bit more colour in the decals, but it's way too bright. So anyway, that's shaping up nicely, and is the inspiration for the 1/35th scale version of the same beast, which I'm really looking forward to doing as well. And finally, in the minute before we finish up and I can say goodbye, this is one of about 30 guys that I found in an obscure box stored in the shed, which represent my earliest homemade 1/72nd scale army, or my home invented country, before Haladonia existed. So I've just given this a quick retouch, not a lot, just a little bit of retouching in places, changed the colour of the beret because it was red in the original version, and made a base and flocked it. So I was really rapt to find that original platoon, I guess. So that'll be coming with the release of some of the armoured vehicles shortly. Alright guys, well look, I hope you've enjoyed, and really looking forward to getting into this. As you can see, I'm not that far away from finishing the A-Slab and getting it up, and then it'll be the figures, and then that'll be done. And hopefully buddy build with Steve for the Panther will come after that. If not, I don't think I can resist starting the 88, so that could be the next off the queue. Look guys, as always, thanks for your support, thanks for watching. Really look forward to reading your comments, of course, and also just acknowledge the 1400 subscribers, so thanks very much, it is much appreciated. Take care everyone, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.